Hello, I'm Mac Merritt with North Carolina Rural Water. I'm here to show people how to test a double check valve assembly, how we do it here in North Carolina. First of all, you flush your test cocks. You open 4, 3, 2, 1, then go back 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just doing that to try to save a little water. Then also, you will need a vertical tube and a compensating tube. We use these to tell if we have a leaky shutoff valve. And so after you recorded all your information, you notify your customer, you check your area, you check your gauges. Again, I'm using a 5-valve 845 test kit. I'm going to install my compensating tee on test cock number 2. And then install my vertical tube on test cock number 3. And again, you're going to have all your control valves closed, the low, the high, and the bypass. And your low bleed valve will be closed, and we're only going to use the high bleed valve. So I hook my high hose to test cock number 2, which I have the compensating tee on it. So I open up number 2, test cock, bleed it, let the air run out, close it, fill up my vertical tube with water, close the number 2 shutoff valve. First thing I'm going to do is record my line pressure, which is 65. Record that here. Close off the number 1 shutoff. And what we're going to do is I'm going to open up the number 3 test cock, and I would hold this to the top of the tube and let the water run out. And it must hold a 1 PSI or greater. And we got about 2.2 PSID. That's pound per square inch differential, because we're using a differential test kit. So I can close this off. Close this off. We go and record my reading in the box, and it held tight. I'm going to move everything down. I put my finger over this to hold the water in the tube, trying to be a water conservationist. Move this down. And I'm going to need to open up the number 1 shutoff valve to get water. Put a little bit more water back in my tube. Close it. And open up number 3 test cock. We're checking the value of the number 2 test cock. Again, it must hold greater than 1 PSI. Close off the number 1 shutoff valve. Come into the number 4 test cock to check the number 2 check valve. And this is a directional flow test. And again, it's got to be greater than 1. And we're holding about 2.1. And there's no water coming out of my tube, so that's telling me that both shutoff valves are closed tight. So this assembly has passed its test. So I can take this off. Make sure your test cocks are closed. Open up number 1 first, then number 2 to restore water to the customer, and send your information into the municipality, and that concludes the test of a double check valve assembly.